What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by Josh and John Luke. And we've got our favorite Fun Friday guest here, Tim. You know, you're not a guest, you're part of the Front Yard family. But more importantly, we are joined by special guest today, Eric M. You may know him as your FF coach on Twitter. Know him, love him. The rare IDP guy that we have coming on stream today. How's it going, Eric?
Great, man. How's everyone doing today?
Doing great. So glad to finally get you on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man. It's honored to be here.
Eric, before the stream, helped throw together some of the brackets. I sent him over the second year sophomore slump bracket. Had some great additions to it, so I'm excited to jump into that. We are playing brackets today. Like I mentioned, the first one is going to be most likely sophomore slump. We're talking about those second-year players. We did second-year breakout. Now we're doing second-year slump. And then we have a monster battle bracket. So we put together 16 of the baddest monsters from movies, myth, legend, and we are going to have not a battle royale. They're facing 1v1 in this tournament, and we'll see who comes out on top. There's some good ones in there. We were already getting heated about some of it before it started. Craig Zitty says, "Oh boy, I can already tell this will lead to jail." Having some comments about Godzilla versus King Kong. You don't even want to get it started, Craig. They were already yelling before the stream started. I'm nervous about that matchup.
Listen, I will be very civilized. I can't say anything else for my jabroni friend over here, Tim. He's a freaking idiot.
I intend to be completely uncivilized if it'll get my votes. I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes.
What's up, Brady? Welcome in. Thank you for that. And Jay says, "What's up, Front Yard fam?" Welcome in, Jay. Glad to have you in here. And Craig said, "I guess someone didn't like the joke. Sorry." We love the joke. It was just JL who had a problem with it. And Anthony said, "Jeff is back. Hallelujah. Welcome back. How was your trip to the bottom of the ocean?"
Yeah, it was great. It was very relaxing, actually. You know, you might think that like an expedition like that would be pretty intense, but no, it was great. It was just what I needed.
Did Jacques give you a little kissy poo at the end?
Oh yeah, two kissy poos.
Two kissy poos.
You know, as they do in French. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Kev says, "Bird up." What's up, Kev? Welcome in. And what's up, Maria? FYF. Glad to have you in here. Jay wants to know, JL, do you expect the monsters to recite Shakespeare? Is that what you want for your monster movie?
I would be impressed. I don't expect it, but I would be very impressed if they did.
And what's up, Z2? Welcome in, man. The boys are here. And Jace is glad to see my guy Eric on the show. We are glad to see your guy Eric on the show as well.
Appreciate it.
Guys, we got two full brackets to get through, so I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into the first one. Make sure we got time to talk about all these players and talk about the very important monster battles. Our very first bracket we have up is the sophomore slump bracket. We can run through it a little bit. These are players that had good rookie years that we could maybe there's a conversation to be made about some regression going into their sophomore year. Eric, how this works is we're going to start at the top. We'll start with Josh. He'll vote on the matchup, and we'll go all the way down. Majority wins, advances to the next round, and then on the next matchup, we'll start with me, and we'll go that way through all of these brackets. You're sitting there right in the middle spot. Z2 says Monster Madness bracket. Can't wait. Monster Madness. That's a weird name.
Monster Madness.
Why didn't you let us know that name before we put the promo in, Z2?
I love alliteration. It's all about the alliteration.
Mike's got a question for us.
Monster Mashup.
Monster Mashup.
Damn, we suck.
God,
we suck at coming up with names.
I just forgot all about alliteration. Mike wants our help real quick. He says, "I'm on the clock in a dynasty league right now. 1 QB, 5 flexes. Should I draft Ridley, CEH, or D-Hop?"
Ooh, I wish I knew what your team looked like.
But let's say in a vacuum, which of these 3 players are you taking?
I'm looking at Ridley.
Yeah, I'd say Ridley as well, but that's tough.
I'm going D-Hop. I still I know I've talked about this before, but age doesn't matter as much to me unless they're real old. Like I still see D-Hop having like similar value for the next 3 years, so I'm going with D-Hop.
This is a tough one for me. Yeah, I would like to know what the team looks like and like what you're kind of trying to go for, like win now or rebuild. But I guess I'll go with Ridley just because the youth and just I think his talent level is ascending still. And you know he's probably getting drafted right next to D-Hop in most drafts. So.
3 Ridleys, 1 D-Hop. JL, what about you?
I'm with you, Simon. I'm going D-Hop here.
Man, people will accuse us of the.
I'm changing my mind. Bias. Let's go D-Hop. Let's go D-Hop. I'm changing my mind. Actually,
now we can't be accused.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's super close between those 2 players, and I think we're all in agreement that CEH is not the pick there.
DeAndre Hopkins is not old.
DeAndre Hopkins is not old. What, he's 27?
28.
28,
Probably
28
going
and a
to
half.
29. So
There you
he's
go.
getting up there.
He's getting up there, but he's not old yet.
Ridley's going to have more trade value in your league. So if you're planning on flipping a lot, doing a lot of trades and stuff, Ridley might be more of the pick. I'm torn between these two. It's like 50-50.
Mike T says I was thinking Ridley. Yeah,
Not far off. So if you want to go
redraft, I'd go D-Hop Dynasty.
Redraft, absolutely D-Hop.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Scott is in here. Says anyone who votes Jefferson to slump this year gets banned from Scott Fishbowl. No pressure.
Don't tempt me.
Joke's on you. I use this pseudonym. So good luck finding me, Scott.
I don't think
needle in a haystack of what, 10,000 people? Good luck.
I mean, it says, how do you guys see ETN's skill set? Similar or different from CEH? Who's shiftier? Who's faster? Who's a better catcher? Josh, you want to
very
take
different. Very different from CEH. CEH isn't necessarily like a speed guy. ETN isn't like his acceleration is second to none. ETN, he can take the ball and go. All right. So he's more explosive than CEH, but CEH is in the perfect situation for a running back of his skill set. So take that for what it is. In terms of talent, I think ETN's probably slightly more talented.
I tend to agree with you there.
I think ETN's definitely like a hybrid type player where he's going to be able to play both those types of roles. I don't think CEH could play like the bruiser that ETN could.
That's true.
Anthony said Scott is tampering. This is sus. Scott coming in, giving us. And Roto Heat Sully says, well, Scott, in that case, I love Jefferson. Yeah, me too. All of a sudden, I really love Justin Jefferson. That's so weird.
Man, 101.
I just had a change of heart on Justin Jefferson. Guys, we are going to jump into our first matchup. It is James Robinson versus Brandon Ayuk. Who is more likely to have a sophomore slump? Josh, you've got the first vote.
This one, James Robinson's still the lead running back on his team. And Brandon Ayuk, I always kind of felt like he was a candidate for a sophomore slump, especially Deebo Samuel's going to be back. George Kittle's going to be back. There's going to be a lot more weapons to get the ball to. He was kind of like the only weapon for like half the year last year. So I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk here confidently.
One vote for Brandon Ayuk. Jail, where are you going on this one?
I feel conflicted.
Scott, by the way, says, I'm kidding, by the way, vote for who you want. No, Scott, stand by your guns.
Really?
Tamper in the bracket. Let your opinions be heard.
Yeah, because I was voting Justin immediately.
Also, Jordan said that Tim is like the fitness instructor from an 80s workout video.
Tim,
he does look like that.
Tim, I'm very surprised you weren't cast in American Horror Story, the 80s one.
I'm not surprised at all. But I'm so jealous.
Oh, you're not an actor?
I didn't audition. I don't even have headshots.
Jail, before you vote, though, I wanted to remind everyone, if you enjoy watching us do brackets, tiers, or other games, make sure you go give us that follow, that subscription on YouTube. We are on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy and on Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy. It means a ton to the show, and you'll never miss another one of our live streams again. You'll get the notifications if you turn them on when we go live, and you can go back and watch any of the ones you missed. JL, now that I stalled for you, where are you voting on this one?
So sophomore slump is like we're defining that as like 2021 is just not going to be a good year, but like outside of that, it's fine. Or does it mean like they're
it's a down slope from their freshman? Downward slope from their.
But just in the 1 year, or like just future long term.
Sophomore slump,
just
not
for this year
and beyond slump.
It doesn't mean anything after that.
Into next year.
I think that Jacksonville might get someone else instead of James Robinson. So I think I would stay with Ayuk. I think there's still opportunity for him. I completely agree with Josh. Backfield's crowded. Or I'm sorry, there's a bunch of other receiving core is crowded. But hopefully they'll have a new QB there, and we don't know exactly who's going to come out on top. And
so James Robinson, end of sentence.
James Robinson. So yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Eric, where are you voting on this one? Are you voting for James Robinson or Brandon Ayuk?
I mean, James Robinson's been my guy even in the offseason. I've always been very high on James Robinson. You'd be hard pressed to find me saying many negative things about him. I don't think they're going to bring in somebody new. I don't think it'd be a good idea if they did. In regards to Brandon Ayuk, I think he's super talented. Scored a lot of touchdowns, made plays, but like you said, that they had a lot of injuries last year with Kittle out, Debo was out. I think Kendrick Bourne was lining up next to him at times, and So even though I think he will continue, third, fourth year, still be a really productive wide receiver. Next year, I can definitely see, especially with the uncertainty at quarterback, him experiencing a slight regression. I think going forward, you still want to get him on your roster, but next year, I still think James Robinson is going to be the lead dog with a better quarterback and a better offense. I wouldn't be surprised if he performed better.
Yeah.
Another vote for Brandon Ayuk. Tim, where are you going on this one?
I mean, you made a lot of points for Ayuk, so I'll probably go there. James Robinson, the interesting thing, I don't know how they're going to use 6'6" Trevor Lawrence inside the 2, right? He might just vulture
It's such a good point,
touchdowns. Who knows? He only had 7. He still had a crazy many yards, catches. Awesome, but that's going to be tough. But I'll still lean Ayuk.
Tim, I think you brought up a great point. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to take a lot of goal line work away from James Robinson, regardless of if they bring in someone else or not. So
he loves to run.
And he's got a big frame. I think he's going to be good for those 1 yard, getting to the end zone.
Yeah, even non-design, it doesn't necessarily have to be design runs. He loves to improvise and just run.
Yeah, he definitely has the physical tools. I'm just hoping Jacksonville keeps him in a nice.
Yeah, please.
Kind of like if you watch him at Clemson, his freshman year, Dabo did exactly that. Was do not run, and then all of a sudden, sophomore year,
anyway.
They unlocked him though, and kind of started designing runs for him. And you saw them once his frame built up a little bit. So maybe we see something similar in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like his first year, they protect him and then let him build up.
His frame got a lot more building to do in the league, though.
Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot more building.
Yeah. He was a really bad runner. If you guys remember early on in his career, he made really dumb decisions where he would should have ran out of bounds, but would stay in and
knock himself out.
Yeah. Would get knocked out of the game, take a hit to the head. He has gotten a lot better though.
This one's already decided, but Mike or
you okay? You okay there?
Yeah, I'm choking over here. Brandon Ayuk, that's where I'm voting. Mid scores. I completely agree with what you said there. I'm worried about the competition in the wide receiver room, and that touchdown regression could be coming for him. And James Robinson, they added Carlos Hyde. That's so telling to me. And then I'm not one for coach speak, but I am one for GM speak. And the GM came out and said, we're building this room around James Robinson. So I've been coming around on him as someone you can believe in next year. I was probably fairly low at the beginning of the offseason, but Brandon Ayuk is more likely to regress in my mind. Up next, and John Luke, you were going first on this one. We've got DeAndre Swift versus Justin Jefferson, who is more likely to have a sophomore slump next year.
Yeah, I'm not doing this just to pander to Scott Fish, but I think it's Swift here. I think more variables are changing for Swift. Obviously, lost his QB. I don't know that this offense is going to move a bunch. I think we've had this conversation on the stream before. There is the alternative viewpoint, right, or the other side of that, which is that there's not many people there, so he's probably going to get a huge workload. But in an offense that doesn't move a ton, I'm just a little bit more confident in Justin Jefferson because it doesn't feel like much is changing there.
One vote for DeAndre Swift. Eric, where are you going on this one?
My vote's for Justin Jefferson. Obviously, he's an elite wide receiver, especially coming out as a rookie, but he put up such great numbers. It really isn't hard to go down from there. Say he has a couple bad games, maybe nursing an ankle or something where he doesn't perform exactly to that level. Still really good. But I think DeAndre Swift only had 50% of the snaps or something last year, especially, for doing coach speak. I think they said they can see him being more of a 3-down role. Whether that team is good or not, if this were speaking strictly fantasy, I see Swift really taking off and kind of easily in my top 5 dynasty running backs right now. I think he's going to have a major jump next year where Justin Jefferson, even if he does around the same, that's still really good. And I think there's just a margin for error for something to not go as smoothly is a lot higher there. So I'm voting Justin.
One vote for Justin Jefferson. Tim, where are you going on this?
I'm going Justin Jefferson as well. I mean, he's had such a crazy season. There's nowhere really to go but down. Plus, Kirk Cousins shrinks an inch every year, so he's going to have like 80% more batted balls. So take that as
Tim
you will.
always with the hard hitting analysis.
Him and Bill both shrink 1 inch every year.
Yeah, that's what I.
Him and Bill. JL, I like what you said though. The offense for Detroit wasn't great last year, but I expect it to be even worse this year with Jared Goff running the show. But there's like Eric said, there's a lot more room for DeAndre Swift to go up than there is for Justin Jefferson. So unfortunately, I still think Justin Jefferson is an elite option next year. Like, this is not me hating on Justin Jefferson.
In all formats.
In all formats. There's just I would honestly be shocked if he puts up the same or better numbers next year just because of how excellent of a year he had. I have to vote for Justin Jefferson from that alone. Joshua?
All the points you guys made, I agree with 100%. But Justin Jefferson already won, and I have an opportunity here to get into the Scott Fish Bowl or make my probability better. So I am going to go with DeAndre Swift here.
Openly pandering. I love it.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't agree with it, but it didn't matter anyway.
FYF, Josh. Josh at frontyardfantasy.com. Scott.
Craig and
love everyone, especially Scott Fish.
I'll send you my confirmation number.
Craig and Josh are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Craig voted for Justin Jefferson. If this keeps me out of Scott Fishbowl 11, so be it. I won't lie to get in.
I want to make this clear. If it came down to it and I needed to vote for Justin Jefferson to get to make it right, I would have. I really would have.
Sure.
So that's great. For the first two matchups, I pretty much was on my own for both of them. This is going great.
That's what it's all about, JL. That's what it's all about.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, you're playing
Feels
the
great.
team card this time.
Chaos.
Eric, you've got the first vote on this one. It is Justin Herbert versus Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Who is more likely to have a sophomore slump?
Jesus.
Yeah, this one hurts my feelings.
For the record, like I love Justin Herbert. I think he'll be a great quarterback. But when you talk about sophomore slump, like that was almost a term coined for quarterbacks going into the sophomore year.
Yeah.
It's hard not to go here, seeing how Clyde had such a shaky year his first year. He started off pretty strong. Yeah, he had a freshman slump pretty much. That happened. I think there's an opportunity for Clyde to, be getting familiar with the system, maybe, building out himself a little bit more to, move the pile a little bit more per game, just try to make more of an impact on that end. So I'm going to have to vote Justin, even though I really don't want to. I hope he doesn't have a slump. I see your jersey too, so I know you don't want it either. So
this is Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Justin can have a slump. I don't care. As long as he gets the ball to Mike Williams.
Mike Williams isn't going to be there much longer.
Yeah.
One vote for Justin Herbert. Tim, where are you going on this one?
I mean, Eric's making all the points for me. I mean, also, Sully had a great put there. Herbert had a crazy good year. It's easier for him to go down a little bit than it is for him to go up. So I have to go Herbert as well.
Another vote for Herbert. Yeah, this one hurts my feelings. This one hurts my feelings a little bit. I was so low on Justin Herbert going into last season. I thought it was such a stupid draft pick, and then he made a believer out of me quick. Like that first game where he came in for Tyrod, I was like, I'm all in. Justin Herbert's I legitimately, like, after that first game, they were making fun of me on street because I was saying, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback after that first game. I probably went too far. But
right there.
Yeah, I remember you and JL going at like Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow kind of deal. And we never really got to see that pan out fully because Joe Burrow got hurt. But yeah, it was good. I was on JL's side when you first started talking about it.
I turned around throughout the season.
Yeah, you did turn around a little bit. And
not completely as far, but
I doubled down.
I was with you though, JL, I think. So.
I think generational talent was thrown around at one.
Yeah, I did one argument. That was those words were thrown around. I'm not sure
specific order.
But I am also going to vote
those allegations.
Unfortunately, I'm voting for Justin Herbert. Eric, you took the words out of my mouth. This is kind of like a term invented for quarterbacks. They're going to have more tape on him. Like they're going to be able to scheme defenses around him. Justin Herbert really can only go down this year. So I'm unfortunately voting for Herbie here. Josh, where are you going?
Got to vote for Herbert. Someone said it. The same reasons we're voting for Justin Jefferson. He had too good of a year this year, and he most likely will slump. I don't want him to. I think Justin Jefferson has more likely possibility to slump, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to do better than last year. And he didn't have a bad year, but I think he's going to do better.
I mean, out of most people in the NFL, I feel like Justin looks the most like an actual sophomore. And so,
So true.
so
gotta be
you know, there's some correlation here.
Clean sweep?
I'm going Justin Herbert. I'm really excited for CEH this year. I think he's gonna have a bounce back year.
I am too, actually.
We've got another quarterback in this matchup, and Tim, you've got the first vote on this one. Jalen Hurts versus Jonathan Taylor. Who's more likely to have a sophomore slump?
I have no idea.
Okay, sorry. Z2 real fast said they had 412 trades.
I was
but he
reading that like
42.
What
And I
kind
was
of
like, that's not possible, dude. Like
you broke Josh's
sorry to
trading
interrupt.
brain.
Yes,
Out of all
I
the
was like,
people. That's not fun. Too many
that's
trades.
too many.
Doesn't make
Tim.
fantasy fun.
Sorry, Tim. Like that confused me for a second, but
I thought
42
the
is
same
still
thing.
a lot.
Yeah, 412 is insane. I feel
This
like
one-
at that
this-
point you're just trading just to trade. Like you're swapping and then swapping back.
It's like just take it. Give me it.
So
Tasty.
Tim, what do you think?
I really don't like this one. I think they're both gonna have pretty decent years as long as Hurts is actually the guy. I'll go Hurts. I think they're gonna add a weapon in the offseason in the drafts. I think that they need it. I don't know. Jonathan Taylor is gonna be so good. No idea. Do we just go Jalen?
Yeah, this one I am torn on as well.
Yeah.
I think both of these guys are primed for a great season this year. I think Jonathan Taylor gets the full workload from the start, whereas he didn't this past year. Jalen Hurts, I guess, man, I think he has a great year too. He's just got that rushing floor for fantasy. It's going to be great. I guess maybe if this was like an NFL sophomore slump, maybe, but even if he like slumps from an NFL perspective, he should be good for fantasy. But maybe just from like the limited sample size, I'll go Jalen Hurts. But man, that's more of like a pro Jonathan Taylor vote than a anti Jalen Hurts vote. Josh, where are you going?
It's like, the logic we used with these last two was that Justin Jefferson, Justin Herbert had such good seasons that they were just so much more likely to regress. And I kind of feel like that's the situation here. Like Jalen Hurts doesn't have much room to regress, while Jonathan Taylor still has a lot. But at the same time, I don't think Jonathan Taylor is going to. I expect him to continue on an upwards path. So this is a tough one. I expect that from both of these guys. More likely, I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts and just wrap. I know it's wrapping it up a bit, but I'm that confident in Jonathan Taylor, just like you said, Simon.
JL, where are you going on this one?
Man,
Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry, dogs are going crazy.
All
You're
right,
good.
I completely agree with you guys. I don't think Jalen Hurts slumps though. So, I mean, I guess we'll see that play out in the next round. So, but I don't expect Jonathan Taylor to as well. So I'll tell Simon when he comes back, but
Yeah.
I'm going to add to the pile.
Okay, I guess I'll go now in his absence. Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts. To me, he played really well to close out the year, extraordinarily well from a fantasy perspective.
Yeah.
I don't think that's sustainable. I think there's something when you come in, midway through the season, you're almost playing with house money in a way. A lot of defenses aren't really familiar with them. You're more confident. There's really less to lose. You have to just sling around.
Nothing to lose. That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can, but now when you have a whole off season and they're looking at you as the guy in the back of your
brain,
mind,
back
your mind, I'm also not definitely the guy because they discussed moving, making different plays around me. He has a lot of pressure on him where those same, big numbers he was throwing out the end of the season, I don't know if that's sustainable. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, you guys already made the point. He'll be receiving more of the workload up front. There was people were sitting Jonathan Taylor, in weeks last year. So I definitely don't think that'll ever be a thing going forward next week unless he actually slumps, which I don't think is going to happen.
I will say that Jalen Hurts, probably more than most people who come to the NFL, is going to be used to that pressure, though, right? Coming from playing at Alabama under
different
Saban,
schools,
and
multiple schools,
and with them, his whole situation with Tua, like that would make me think he's at least a little bit more prepared. But that pressure can still get to anyone.
I can see it from a maturity aspect, sure, but just knowing NFL football and going against those defenses, I don't think there's anything to substitute time in that league.
At least it's the NFC East.
True. JL, what was your vote? I missed
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Clean sweep, 5-0. Our semifinals matchups, we've got 2 quarterbacks on one side and 2 wide receivers on the other. So we will have a wide receiver versus quarterback finals. This is Brandon Ayuk versus Justin Jefferson. I believe I'm going first on this one. And I know we've had a theme here where it's kept on going with like who has more room to regress, right? I feel like that would immediately draw you to Justin Jefferson. But Eric in Twitter DMs before the show was talking about Ayuk's got that TD total that's just begging for regression, right? It can go down quite easily, and there's so many more moving pieces in that offense. I think Brandon Ayuk is just not that he's a guaranteed disappointment next year, but there's just a much higher chance that you're really disappointed after you draft Brandon Ayuk, try to plug him in your lineup as a wide receiver too. So I'm going to vote for Brandon Ayuk. Josh?
Yeah, for the same exact points you brought up, the competition level, Debo Samuel, Kittle, I just think a lot of his production came without those guys on the field. I think Brandon Ayuk's more likely to regress.
2 votes for Brandon Ayuk. John Luke?
Add a third. Nothing new to add.
And Eric, what are you going to do here?
I'm going to vote for Brandon Ayuk as well, but I also need to mention another reason for that is my boy Jalen Hurd. Hopefully being healthy this year. I've been a big Jalen Hurd fan.
I am too.
Nobody really talks about him, so hopefully he comes out and is the best receiver on the team.
No, he's really tall, really fast, really powerful, running back.
Yeah,
yes,
amazing. Well, give me that.
And Kyle Shanahan, I bet you can figure out ways to use him.
He coached him on the for the Senior Bowl. So
yes,
very familiar.
Second round pick, I believe, in the NFL draft.
That's the draft capital. Don't get me started. I'm gonna
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I've been waiting for it.
We'll see if it happens this year, man. I would love that. Last vote, Tim. Where are you going on this one? Clean sweep, or are you throwing one at J. Jeff?
Justin Jefferson. Icarus too close to the sun. The wax in his wings melted. He's gonna drop.
Okay, 1 vote.
Expert analysis right there.
Yeah.
We've got the quarterback matchup right here. We've got Justin Herbert versus Jalen Hurts. And Josh, we are back to you with the first vote on this one.
It's Justin Herbert. It's Justin Herbert for me.
Just because of the season he had.
It really is. I expect both of these guys to have good seasons coming up, but I could see Justin Herbert having a very similar season that he just had. I'm gonna go Justin Herbert, and I think this is gonna be a close vote, probably our closest one yet. For some reason, I have a feeling.
Give me the Sherbert.
All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
2 votes for Herbie. Eric, are you finishing this one early, or are you throwing a vote at Jalen Hurts?
For the sake of the drama, I do want to.
You fit right in.
However, something tells me Hurts' ceiling still is higher than Justin Herbert's.
Hey.
And I honestly, I think it might be the Eagle fan in me. I want to see Hurts come out and perform and be that QB1 that raised a lot of question marks in this offseason. Again, even if Herbert did have a similar season, it's still pretty damn good. So unless he just kind of comes out and is bad out of nowhere, that'd be a shock to me at least. So even though I want to close it out and go Herbert, I'm going to throw a vote for Hurts.
1 vote for Hurts. Keep the drama alive. And I know what Tim's going to do. He's just going to make me choose the winner. So Tim, where are you going on this one? Jalen Hurts?
For your reasons, exactly.
So I have to make the final decision here, and this one really hurts my feelings. I love Herbert so much, but I think when we talk sophomore slump with quarterbacks, it's specifically about these pass first quarterbacks, like these non-rushing quarterbacks. The rushing quarterbacks have that floor. We saw it with Kyler. Like, let's just look at a case study. Kyler and Baker Mayfield. A lot of people were looking at Baker Mayfield's slump and trying to say Kyler is going to have a similar slump, right? But they're totally different quarterbacks. Kyler, whenever he's in trouble, he can break free and take off. Baker's kind of just sitting there in the pocket still, doesn't know what to do. Defenses know how to read him a bit better in his second year, and we could see something similar with Herbert. I'm just going to have to go with Justin Herbert here. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, Herbie. Forgive me.
To that point, Simon, real fast, like, look at Lamar, his first year, his first year as a starter, he MVP. Second year, not sophomore slump. I know it was his third year, But he was still a top 10 quarterback, and everyone felt like had a very bad year. And
but he was still a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
That floor is just a bit higher for these quarterbacks with rushing upside. But we've got our
mobility.
Sorry, what'd you say, Eric?
Oh no, it's just good old fashioned mobility.
Yep.
Yeah.
That does the
It's
trick.
important.
We've got our championship matchup here. It is Brandon Ayuk versus Justin Herbert. And JL, you've got the first vote on this one. Oh man. Whew.
Good luck.
To me, you're gonna have to vote too.
And you may have the last, Josh. You may be the deciding vote here.
Good luck. I don't want to be.
Good luck
but
to me.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I'm going Herbert.
Oh God,
That's true.
one vote for Herbert, just for the
Jake
reasons
came in
discussed
here
previously.
saying, he was overdrafted. You're right.
Yeah.
Jason, people were disappointed with Lamar because they overdrafted him. Yeah, absolutely. Eric,
Yeah,
where are you going on
you're
this
right.
one? Ayuk or Justin Herbert?
Ooh. I'm gonna. Damn, this is tough. It gets tougher as you narrow them down.
Yeah.
So I guess this is the premise of the game.
It should work like that, I guess.
I'm gonna vote for Ayuk for a rush. I don't want to, but I think that's just what's taking me.
Ayuk 1-1. Tim, where are you going on this one?
So the game I have to play is what is Simon going to pick? So I can put the pressure on Josh. But also I want to see an 8 seed win. So Ayuk.
Do the seeds
Okay.
mean anything here?
Nope.
Not really. The seeds mean nothing in this bracket.
But to me, they do.
But yeah, we'll have a Cinderella story. So Tim, the Cinderella story is coming to fruition.
I wasn't done.
I'm voting for Brandon Ayuk here. I just think there's so many moving pieces over there. I think which one of these players are you more likely to be disappointed in next year if you draft them? Like that's kind of like the tie break in my head right here. And even if Justin Herbert regresses, I think it's more likely that you're disappointed after drafting Brandon Ayuk. I'm going to vote for Ayuk. Josh,
I agree. It's Ayuk.
4-1.
Both.
By the time we got to like Tim, I was like, I think I may just go with Ayuk regardless here. So yeah.
Dang it.
Craig said
We
Herbert.
ended how we
Anthony,
began.
Anthony said
sir.
Ayuk, and Z2 said Claypool or Ayuk. Both have crowded receiver rooms. That was another name that Eric brought up beforehand to throw into the bracket. I just couldn't decide who to kick out to throw Claypool in there. But yeah, that's
Jonathan
definitely
Taylor.
another. Yeah, we probably could have thrown out Jonathan Taylor. My bad on that one. But Ayuk, I'm so sorry, but you have been voted the most likely to have a sophomore slump next year. No hate, we still love the talent, but there's just a lot of moving pieces over there in that locker room. Guys, up next we have our next bracket. Let me go ahead.
What you all came here for?
What you all came here for? Let me go ahead and pull that one up for us. It is the Monster Battle bracket. We've got 16 monsters. They're going to face off in head-to-head matchups. We're going to decide who would come out on top in these matchups. Here we go. Here's the list. Our very first matchup. Eric,
First
you've got the
start.
very first.
I had to prepare for
Are
this.
you insane?
I love it.
Eric trained.
Calm down, Tim. Calm down.
Tim,
all
are you
right?
upset that the Kraken is a 16 seed?
How is the Kraken a 16 seed?
Calm
Because it was
down.
the last monster I thought of. Okay,
Oh my
this is just
God.
the order in which I thought of the monsters. The
Just don't get
seeding
King
means
Kong a 1
nothing.
seed. This is a horrible matchup.
So, Eric, are you going with King Kong or the Kraken in this matchup?
Okay, so this is where a little bias comes in. Not for which I think. So because you made the Kraken the 16th seed, I'm like, oh, he must be weak. I don't need to do too much research. No, but
The Kraken can fight in the
I know
water.
the Kraken can fight. My thing is, to my understanding, you have to release said
No,
Kraken
Jaws is in
Ah.
here. Yep,
for
Jaws
it
is
to
in
have
here.
some effect. So
Yes, some foreplay.
I also know Kong probably doesn't want any sauce when it comes to the water. So
He was getting wrecked by
he
Godzilla
was getting wrecked, but
in the water. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Kong just because I'm going Kong.
One vote for King Kong. Tim, where are you going on this one? Anthony wants to know, is Jaws snubbed again? Bruce the Shark is
No.
not snubbed. He is in this bracket. Don't worry.
Punk
He does
versus
have a
Shark.
name.
Z2, so this is how Tim picks his March Madness bracket.
I
You,
did make a bracket like this.
He had a perfect bracket this year too.
Guys,
It was
if
bad.
you enjoyed that previous bracket, you want to go back and watch some of our other ones. Again, make sure you subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. That is at Front Yard Fantasy on YouTube. We've got a bunch of other fun brackets on there. This one has been one of my favorites so far, but the other ones are good too. So make sure you check those out. The sitcoms one will probably get you a little angry, but
You say this is one of your favorites, and we're only like one matchup. We're not
I
even
meant the
through
one-
the first matchup.
I meant the one before this, the one that we
Oh,
just did.
oh.
This one, we'll see how this one turns out. Tim, are you voting for King Kong or the Kraken?
I mean, it's the Kraken. Now, the interesting thing about this is Jay just released the Kraken in the chat. He's free, and
We
this
have
reminds
confirmed
me.
the Kraken has been released.
This reminds me of the.
I'm gonna take my vote.
Did you watch the other guys? Right. So remember the argument: a lion versus a tuna. As soon as the lion gets into the water, it just goes completely out.
I love
it's
that
gonna be a-
scene. That's
it's
so
gonna be a-
funny with Will Ferrell. It's like, yeah, and now we got taste for lion.
Yeah, now we got this lion. We come with the thing is, King Kong is going to want to relax by the beach one day. This is going to be a long, drawn-out fight. But the day that he goes to the beach to just have a nice day, he's getting his foot dragged straight into the ocean, cracking all day.
Trying to grab onto sand, can't get a hold of anything.
He's just whipping around. He's got a million tentacles.
Just roaring.
Sitting there drinking out of a coconut, mind his business, and his Kraken
He's
pot.
got like a giant
Gotcha.
Pina colada.
Exactly.
Man, I'm just thinking about this in terms of like, so if you put both of these guys in water, the Kraken would
delicious.
win. If you put
Now,
both of these,
yeah, I was gonna say, flip it.
if you put both of these guys on land, that's exactly where I was going. If you put these guys on land, King Kong would just have to run away for 5 minutes, and then he would win that way.
Have you ever seen a jellyfish out of water?
Have you seen an octopus
That's
out of
what-
water? They can do it.
They can
I'm voting for
Finding Nemo
King
2?
Kong, just because I think King Kong could do something in the water and the Kraken could do nothing on land, and so my vote goes to King
King
Kong.
Kong couldn't get close to the Kraken on land. He's still
I think
flailing his arms around for 20
the
minutes.
Kraken could do something on land for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's
if
got-
King Kong
it's
could
got
just
time
avoid him for 5 minutes, he would win the fight.
Oh,
Josh,
is
where are you
this-
going
is
on
this
this
a
one?
running away fight?
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go with King Kong. He deserves
Yeah,
this
man.
matchup. He deserves to win this matchup.
Exactly. This stuff with Clyde alone.
John Luke,
That's
King Kong is decided as the winner, but are you voting for King Kong or the Kraken?
Have you guys ever seen like octopus or squid? They're like mean mofos.
They are. They scare
They're
me.
like they're super crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
Brady says Kraken, and it's not even close. And
I don't
Swamp
think-
says,
I don't think-
Tim!
I don't think King Kong could even tread in water. Honestly,
Whoa.
I think he's
Wow. So
sinking
now
right
we
to the
can't say
bottom.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's too big. Like that's
you can
the
say
physics.
Kraken doesn't even have to touch him in water.
He
Same
just
argument,
lets him
Simon.
he just doesn't save him, and that's how he beats him.
Put a fish mai tai in the water.
I'm
Look,
going.
Craig
I'm
made a
going
great
Kraken.
point here and said Kong destroyed a giant squid octopus in Skull Island. All right,
That
destroyed.
was like one of his tentacles. The Kraken's doesn't matter. He's
Jail.
move on.
Jail, where's your vote going?
It's going to the Kraken. I'm with you, Tim.
Thanks,
The
Jay.
Kraken has lost, though. Next up, we've got Frankenstein versus Xenomorph, which is the alien from Alien. Who voted first on that one? Eric voted first. So, Tim, you've got the first vote. Who's winning? Okay, and just clarification before anyone says it in the chat, this is Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein, who is the doctor himself.
You knew someone was coming up.
I knew
Someone
someone was going to be like,
I learned
actually,
the difference in my research.
yeah.
actually, it's called
What's the difference?
Frankenstein's monster.
Eric's
I knew
like,
that
don't
was
make that
coming.
mistake.
So,
Yeah, did not make that mistake. I learned that today.
this is Frankenstein's monster versus Xenomorph. Tim,
Yes.
who would win this fight? And Tim also thinks the Kraken should win solely for Tim's enthusiasm. Too bad Tim's enthusiasm doesn't get
You
an
just
extra
said-
vote.
You said
I
Tim
was-
thinks. Tim thinks that the Kraken should win for Tim's enthusiasm.
I've never heard Liam Neeson say release the Kong.
Yeah, that's actually really funny. It's actually really funny.
Yeah, that's a good one, Swamp.
Yet we haven't heard him say it yet. Next movie.
Oh,
So I think the answer is Xenomorph, but it would be a really interesting fight because Frankenstein's
be.
monster in the book is giant. He's about as big as one of those freight things that Sigourney Weaver uses to fight the Xenomorph Queen. So for scaling factor,
Context.
Yeah.
so I'm still gonna go Xenomorph, but it's a close. It's gonna be a good fight.
damn! What a pool, Tim.
Yeah, that was a good pull, Tim. You had me going there for a second, but I just got to go with Xenomorph here. I don't think this one's particularly close. That little thing is freaking terrifying. And I think it would mess up Frankenstein. 2 votes for Xenomorph. Josh?
And we say Xenomorph as little thing. There's been some big Xenomorphs out there, I guess.
Documented.
So, yeah, so, you know, I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but I always got the Alien and Predator mixed up. And Alien's the one that looks more like an alien, like a monster. But Alien, it's Alien.
Long head, the one with the long.
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull shit in there.
Yeah.
JL, where are you going on this one? It's already decided, but are you voting for Frankenstein?
I don't even think there's even gonna be a fight here. I think that Frankenstein's monster, whatever, is so dumb. He's probably just gonna walk up to one of the eggs and get the alien in his face and just get impregnated, and he's dead. That's it.
Frankenstein's monster is actually a genius. He's actually insanely smart. Yeah.
Well,
really?
Well,
yeah, he learns everything. Yeah.
How come that he got sucked up by the alien egg then, Tim? Explain that.
I don't got a good point for that though.
Yeah, in JL's scenario, how come he wasn't? That's a good point, JL.
Checkmate, atheist.
Got it.
Are you making this a sweep, or are you giving a vote to Frankenstein's monster?
I honestly think Frankenstein's monster would get busy on one of those aliens.
Hey.
You know, I mean, I've seen the aliens fight. You know, they get shot up. They got claws and teeth, right? That's all. They're gonna scratch you. I don't know if that's really phasing Frankenstein. I know his skin's pretty tough. You might have to come with a different weapon. And at least if Frankenstein is super strong, you know, I think he'll do some damage on an alien.
One vote for Frankenstein. You know, had you gone first, you might have convinced me. You might have. That argument's pretty good. But Xenomorph moves on to face off against King Kong in the second round.
I love what Anthony said here, because Anthony, the reason I figured it, I used to get it mixed up all the time, but then I was like, okay, alien looks more like an alien, like a crazy. That's I was explaining my thought process. You know, like I was explaining my thought, how I figured it out, how I got them like separated in my mind.
Okay, guys, we gotta speed through some of these. Make sure we get through the whole bracket. I'm up first on this one. It is Bruce the Shark, who is the shark from Jaws. I learned today his name is Bruce. And then the Loch Ness Monster. You know, at first when I saw this, I thought Loch Ness Monster, but I think Jaws would just mess him up. I think you put them both in the same body of water, and Jaws is coming out on top. I don't even know. Nessie's so blurry too. I think that might be the only advantage he has is Jaws won't be able to see him because he's so blurry.
I have a genuine question: do we know if Nessie is violent? Like, is Nessie just like
Nessie
a
will
monster?
screw you up, bro. Jail.
That's what I want to know.
Nessie could take you down. All right.
I'm sure he could, but does he even want to? Is what I'm saying. Like, where's his motivation?
However,
he's
not taking down Jaws. All right, he's not taking down Jaws, and that's my
2 votes for Jaws. Zale, where are you going?
Bruce.
I'm going Bruce too, because I don't know that
this is just the first one.
Nessie is in a little bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no confirmed Nessie attacks. She's been basically just like a tourist attraction more often than not. So
Craig says Nessie has attacked people in Legends. Craig's coming in here with the Nessie knowledge.
I didn't do enough Nessie research on that, but I think the shark takes this one. But we'll have to adjust for Jaws, for inflation for Jaws later, because I think he may have been more scarier back then than he was now. We got megalodons and tornado sharks now. So
true.
Meg should be in.
Tim, are you finished? Are you making this a sweep, or are you voting for Nessie?
I am not making this a sweep. Nessie would messy up some sharks.
Nessie would messy.
Nessie
would make a messy.
Oh yeah.
1 vote for Nessie, but Bruce the Shark moves on. Josh, you were voting first on this one. We've got the Yeti versus a basilisk. Who is going to win this battle?
We're gonna go. The basilisk.
The basilisk. 1 vote for the basilisk. John Luke, where are you going on this one?
Whenever I googled Yeti, I just got a bunch of coolers, so I don't really know what a Yeti looks like.
Abominable snowman is another word for it.
We've got the same thing.
He's a big jacked, like
he's Bigfoot in the ice.
Bigfoot in snow. He's like a polar bear.
Yeah. Think of Bigfoot as a grizzly bear, and the Yeti's.
Okay, that makes total sense. Just the white haired in ice. Okay, cool. I'm going basilisk. That thing's crazy. Poison teeth.
You're done. You're done.
2 votes for basilisk.
I looked up what a basilisk can do. First off, it's like something that was hatched from a chicken egg that a toad sits on to create. it gets weird.
They don't say that in Harry Potter.
Yeah, they also apparently they can kill you by staring at you.
Oh yeah, you can't look them in the eyes.
So that's an automatic dub for the Basilisk. Yeah. They wins that one for me.
Tim, are you agreeing with that, or are you voting for the Yeti?
Yeah, it's Basilisk, and it's not close.
Yep, clean sweep, 5-0, Basilisk. Sorry, Yeti, you are knocked out. Next up, we've got Cthulhu versus the Ring Girl.
I love this matchup.
You've got the first vote.
I can't believe you put the Ring Girl in here. I was totally joking.
I thought it was too funny.
Like the Ring Girl, and I'm like,
shit!
I put that as a total joke. Oh man.
She doesn't really fit in.
She's not even a monster.
How are you gonna get? Yeah, exactly. How are you gonna get a
creature?
How are you gonna get Cthulhu to watch the VHS tape? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, how are you gonna get a?
Yeah, talk about release the Kraken. How are you gonna release the Ring Girl when you gotta watch a video and Cthulhu probably doesn't even have eyes? I'm going Cthulhu here.
Cthulhu has eyes. What are you talking about?
He's got a lot of eyes. I think he has like
he's pretty
face of eyes.
Well,
yeah, he's like an
Blockbuster's
man thing. Got some things.
Blockbuster's out of business, so where's he gonna even get the videotape? To stream it on Netflix? I don't think so.
Exactly.
Where are you going with this one, Eric?
Oh, I'm definitely going Cthulhu. I looked him up. He's pretty badass.
Cthulhu is a badass.
Yeah, and he like understands like time and death, and the Ring Girl is just like a spirit. He knows all about spirits. Yeah, shit face.
2 votes for Cthulhu. Tim, what about you?
So I know the answer is Cthulhu, but let's look at the look at the stats.
Let's look at the facts.
Let's look at the facts.
Hey, yo.
Go for it, man.
Ringo gives you a time limit of 7 days, right? Boom, bodied. If there's some universe where the Ring Girl happens to be in Cthulhu's line of sight, and he watches the movie, I think it would be really interesting because I'd love to see like maybe she's just crazy OP and it doesn't matter what happens, right?
Tim,
7 days and you're dead.
Tim, how long are you expecting these matchups to last? Where like 7 days is like a short,
I don't know.
short amount of time.
Simon voted for Kong because he ran away because it was on land.
So, ran for 3 months from the Kraken.
Fine. Ring Girl.
1 vote for the Ring Girl. I got to go with Cthulhu here. Cthulhu, if we're talking like the original Lovecraft, Cthulhu is freaking huge, just like this giant behemoth of a creature. I think I'm going to vote for Cthulhu. I just don't know how they lose this matchup. But I hear what you're saying, Tim. Josh, where are you going?
It's absolutely Cthulhu for me.
Absolutely.
4-1, Cthulhu moves on.
I'll say this. The Ring scared the poop out of me as a kid.
Oh, it did. Yeah. If this was like which one scared me more as a child, it would be the Ring for sure.
It would be the Ring.
And let's be honest, it's the South Park Cthulhu, which really matters.
Yeah, that's what this one is. Anthony wants to know if Craig prefers mythological creatures more than IDP. He's in here just, and then Craig says Cthulhu is older than the universe. She can't beat him.
Right. Tell him, Craig.
I probably know more about ghosts, cryptozoology, and mythological creatures than IDP. Yeah, but I've been interested in it for longer. Let's do fantasy, cryptozoology.
I was gonna say I wish that there was a way to do like fantasy monsters or something. There's like some stats we could take.
Eric, I believe you've got the first vote on this one. We've got the Demogorgon versus Bigfoot. Where are you going on this one?
Yeah, so I looked up the Demogorgon. Can't say I'm the biggest fan. I think it definitely takes Bigfoot, but it might not last much longer in this bracket.
1 vote for the Demogorgon, but just because of who they're facing. Tim, are you going Demogorgon or Bigfoot?
I'm gonna give it to Bigfoot here. Actually, I mean the kids in Stranger Things were smacking the crap out of a Demogorgon in season 3 or 2. So
has to fight children.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. If that little like curly hair, chick beat a Demogorgon,
I can't Bigfoot.
Take him out. You know what? Another vote for Bigfoot because if those like 11-year-olds can beat the Demogorgon, then Bigfoot's gonna knock his ass out. Josh, are you going Bigfoot or the Demogorgon?
I was 100% ready to vote the Demogorgon in this one until Tim made that point. He's right. Yeah, it's Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot.
JL, it's been decided, but do you vote for the Demogorgon or Bigfoot? Craig said Demogorgon easy. I guess he hasn't seen Stranger Things.
I think we got a similar to Loch Ness situation here. Do we know? Like, I just googled, is
We don't know
Bigfoot violent?
No, we don't know.
It is
I don't think
undecided according to Google.
But he's got muscles.
But I think for the sake of this bracket, we're putting them in a place
In
to
their
fight
prime?
each other.
Wait, are they in their prime? Because
They're in their prime.
It's prime.
Kind of old now. He's been sitting just chilling.
I think the Demogorgon's dead.
Demogorgon's like a god.
There's more Demogorgons.
There's always more.
There's only one Bigfoot. He's probably like 112 right now.
John Luke, where you going on this
Old
one?
man. I'm gonna go. Grandpa Bigfoot.
4-1 Bigfoot wins. Guys, we got to pick up the pace a little bit. Make sure we get through this. Predator versus Dracula. Tim, you got the first vote. Who's winning this one?
It is Dracula, and it is not even close.
I completely agree with you. Dracula, I think, is Dracula. Dracula is underrated in this bracket. I hope he gets some of the respect he deserves for like an all-powerful being that he is. Josh, are you going with Dracula or Predator?
It's Dracula. Arnold Schwarzenegger beat Predator. You know, like
Exactly.
Dracula would beat Arnold. Like let's be honest here.
And Arnold's no slouch, but he can't beat Dracula.
Absolutely, I'm right there with you. I'm right there.
How are we making that distinction?
Very clearly. So, John Luke, now you make your vote.
happened, all right?
Have we seen Arnold in his prime? Right. That's what we're talking about here.
No, we're talking
He
about
had some
Arnold right now.
Predator.
Arnold
I'll
right
still
now.
take Bigfoot over Arnold, though.
Scott Fish says Justin Jefferson should win this bracket. He's picking out all these guys.
If he doesn't, none of us are invited.
JL, where are you going? Predator or Dracula?
It's Predator, man. Are you kidding me? The dude's like, it's in his name. He can sit there and hunt anything. Dracula's probably napping in his.
Would he
coffin right
show
now.
up on the heat
Being a little
sensor?
punk.
Because Dracula's like cold-blooded, isn't he?
See, these are the points that matter.
But Dracula's a little bit. Dracula gets defeated by garlic, like a common household item. So you're telling
That's
me
kind of true.
Anthony
it's
wants
Predator.
us to do a bracket of vegans so that he can win a bracket. Maybe that'll come up.
We'll do it for you
Eric,
in jail.
Eric,
Yeah.
where are you voting? Dracula or Predator?
It's already decided, right? So
Yep.
I'm gonna go Dracula. I think Predator knows how to hunt his target, but the tools he uses might not be effective on Dracula.
Z2 said, "Have you ever seen the Jack Links commercials, JL?" No, I'm vegetarian.
Bigfoot
Yeah.
fights some
You've never
campers
seen
for
the
some-
commercials?
No, I'm
meat.
vegetarian.
Because you're
I don't want to.
vegetarian?
Yeah.
Wait, so whenever meat comes up on the TV, you change the channel?
Click.
You're vegan.
Brady
Nice-
wants us to do
nice
Pokemon
try.
tiers and
Level
our
5
brackets.
vegan.
And we'll get some Pokemon tiers or brackets in here at some point. Who's got the first vote on this one?
I think it's Simon.
It's me. Werewolf versus Godzilla. This one's not even close. Godzilla's gonna step on him.
Sweep
Game
it.
over. Josh,
Sweep it.
Godzilla. Yeah.
JL.
I don't even have to talk.
I can hear the little werewolf like whimper as he gets crushed by Godzilla. It's Godzilla.
anyone not voting for Godzilla? Eric,
It's
Tim,
Godzilla. It's Godzilla.
I don't even think Godzilla knows that he was in this fight. I think he just is
Hold on.
walking, and werewolf is gone.
Isn't the only way to kill a werewolf with a silver bullet though?
That-
Or
They don't-
like
they don't
getting
make guns that
digested
big.
and
Or
chewed
eating him
up.
alive.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
literally eating him alive. I think that'll work.
Werewolf.
Or
Werewolf.
just crush
Godzilla doesn't
him.
have the weapon power. Give it to werewolf. Cannot
4-1.
kill him without a silver bullet.
4-1 werewolf. The next matchup we've got is King Kong versus Xenomorph. Josh, you've got the first vote on this one.
So I have to assume it's the giant xenomorph, right? That's fighting him, and it doesn't matter. It's still King Kong. Let's go.
JL.
I don't know. I think same argument as Frankenstein. King Kong's a dum-dum. But he's big. I'll go King Kong.
Just from size alone. Eric, where are you going on this one?
I think it's King Kong. I mean, even if you saw the movie, he's smart enough to pick up a weapon and know how to use it.
Yeah, as an
Let's
axe.
take that.
He can speak the language. He
He
speaks
knows sign language.
ASL. Yeah.
I don't even know sign language.
Yeah, right. King Kong's smarter than me.
Yeah, it is. King Kong's like what, 60 meters tall? 60 meters. Xenomorph is maybe like 20 feet. That's not. It's literally a stop.
That's generous.
Yeah.
It's squished.
5-0. King Kong moves on. Next up, we've got Bruce the Shark from Jaws versus the Basilisk.
Oh my.
JL, you got the first vote.
I'm with Eric. I don't think Jaws is actually very intimidating at all. Like, go look at his Go look at like stills from Jaws, or go rewatch Jaws, and he looks
He's
like
not even a real shark. Am I
He
right?
looks like a fake mouse with no ears in the water. I'm going basilisk.
Basilisk with 1 vote. Eric, where are you going?
Definitely Basilisk for his supernatural properties. Again, Jaws / Bruce. I mean, he probably was big, in the 1970s when that movie came out, but he's a regular shark now in 2021.
Don't get us wrong. We'd be terrified if we were swimming with him.
Yeah, he's like 70 in shark years.
Tim, Basilisk or Jaws?
So I'm going to give it to Jaws for his supernatural ability for like thriller timing. Like he just knows
Eric's
how to build
done with you,
anticipation.
And the fact that he comes with his own soundtrack.
Yeah, there you go.
True.
Right?
The original beat.
Yeah, it would freak the Basilisk out. He would just be like, what the hell is going on? But I'm voting for Basilisk. Josh, what about you?
For me too.
It's a hard word to say.
Isn't the basilisk like, I guess in Harry Potter he's blind, so he just hunts by sound. So he just go find Jaws wherever he is because he just hear the music.
Oh, you're right. The music will be Jaws' demise.
Yeah.
Eric, I believe you got the first vote on this one. Cthulhu versus Bigfoot.
Cthulhu is just too tough. Everything I read about him was like, I didn't even get to finish reading because his story went so long.
Yeah, he's got a cool story.
He can go beyond death and whatever realms of man. So I'm going Cthulhu.
I hope your full-time job asked you what you did on Friday.
I'm doing a lot of things right now. I'm trying to multitask.
I researched monsters and did a stream where we did monster battle
They're
brackets.
probably watching it. Like, can we schedule a meeting with you after today?
You better pick Justin Jefferson or you're fired.
Exactly.
Tim, are you going Cthulhu or Bigfoot?
Sorry, Bigfoot. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. It's Cthulhu. He's Eric hit the nail on the head. This dude can like warp between dimensions. Josh, Cthulhu or Bigfoot? And Jail?
It's Cthulhu.
A sweep for Cthulhu. Dracula versus Godzilla. Tim, you've got the first vote.
Oh, I hate this actually. I'm going Dracula. Dracula's straight up overpowered. He's crazy.
Oh, I accidentally put it on Godzilla.
How?
You know
How
what?
is he even going to drain him of his blood? That's way too much blood. He'll get full.
Doesn't need to do that.
What other weapons does he have?
There's no way for Godzilla to kill Dracula. Literally
blind
not.
him with his paleness.
Dracula can command animals with his mind. I don't know if you're aware of that. I wonder if that would extend to Godzilla.
Yeah, all animals or just like small animals?
I'm going to vote for Dracula as well. I think he's smart enough to win one over on Godzilla. Josh, are you going Dracula or Godzilla?
I'll go Godzilla. Make this a little bit more interesting. And Godzilla is like 1,000 times the size of Dracula. So,
JL, Godzilla or Dracula?
Yeah, he has laser vomit. What's Dracula going to do with that?
Eric, you've got the deciding vote. This is our first 2-2 matchup, I think. Dracula or Godzilla?
All right, so just so you know, I'm not being biased here. There's some context things considered. Dracula was getting whooped on by a werewolf.
We just did that.
So, I mean, I'm definitely taking Godzilla because I can just see Dracula looking at him like, I'm not fighting that.
Shit.
And even if he can't kill Dracula, and even if he can't kill Dracula, the fight will be decided by points. And Godzilla's going to win that one.
Godzilla's going to win by decision. Godzilla! Godzilla wins that one by decision. We've got King Kong versus the Basilisk, and I've got the first vote on this one. The supernatural powers we talked about, it's got to be the Basilisk for me. This is where King Kong's journey ends. The Basilisk is taking him out. Josh, where are you going on this one?
I think King Kong will figure out a way to rip him in half, so I'm going King Kong.
Okay, 1-1. JL, are you going Basilisk or King Kong?
I'm going Basilisk. I think King Kong is he's not going to be able to fight with his eyes closed. He's going to look in Basilisk's eyes and he's going to die. Eric,
I saw you cheering when Josh voted King Kong. Where are you going on this one?
So this is the thing. To me, this is the only stop I think Basilisk could get eliminated. Out of all of his supernatural powers, he does have one weakness, one thing that'll kill him.
Harry Potter.
Apparently is the crowing of a rooster. What? I will send it to you after the show.
He stays away from farms.
That sound.
Is Cthulhu like kind of like a chicken sort of thing? Anyway, am I wrong?
It came from a blood of a chicken egg. So for some reason, the sound of a rooster.
Okay.
Something tells me King Kong. He'll have the animal community behind him. A rooster might pop up, making noise. Kong has a way of surviving when he's supposed to lose. And
Natural leader.
He's got plot armor. I didn't even think about that.
I love how they made whoever created this character made this super badass character with all these abilities and was like, you know what? The crowing of a rooster is going to take this guy down. Just like the most minor thing.
It's 2-2, Tim, and you are deciding the winner of this one. Is it King Kong or the Basilisk?
Eric, literally for the sheer amount of preparation you had on this, I'm going with you. Give it to King Kong.
King Kong has taken down the Basilisk. He almost lost in round 1 to the Kraken, and he has now found his way to the championship matchup. In our other semifinals, we've got Cthulhu versus Godzilla.
I know, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Anyway, it's not going to happen. Cthulhu would destroy Godzilla.
Oh.
JL, Cthulhu or Godzilla?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll go Godzilla.
One vote for Godzilla. Eric, are you going Cthulhu or Godzilla? Oh, he's ready for this one.
So this is the thing, right? Someone made a point earlier about being able to fight on land and in water. Godzilla can hold it down in the water with Cthulhu. God forbid he grabs them and drags them to earth. I don't know what Cthulhu can do up there. So I'm going Godzilla.
True.
What?
2 votes for Godzilla. Tim, are you going Cthulhu or Godzilla?
Literally, Cthulhu is a god monster. He exists in our dream.
Godzilla's name is God.
He is also a god monster.
But his last part is lizard. Lizards aren't big.
He's a lizard god.
Who cares? Who cares? Cthulhu is like the dream magician. He's literally like a nightmare fuel machine. That is what Cthulhu is.
He's like an octopus, which is basically just a sea lizard.
Cthulhu should have been a 0 seed in this bracket because he's already won the whole thing. That's what it should have been. Cthulhu takes this vote. Yeah. Out of these monsters, easy.
Yeah, a tiebreaker.
Oh,
who's
God.
Cthulhu's parallel then? Who could take down Cthulhu, Tim?
Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason.
What?
In his dreams.
You
can't stop Freddy.
You can't escape your dreams.
What's his name? The person who should have been on this, who's Thor's fighting.
Goku.
But the one
he's
Thor's fighting in the next movie. I forgot his name, but he's
Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, I'm taking him.
That'd be interesting.
I missed out by putting him in here, but I have to make the final decision here. Craig says Cthulhu is sleeping under Antarctica.
You have to wake him up for him to do something.
Yeah.
So no, he torments people in his sleep, right? Like he can evade your thoughts while he's sleeping. I'm pretty sure that's what Cthulhu does.
How old is he though?
Hundreds of older than the universe himself.
Yeah.
Can we rule out rheumatoid arthritis? Like there's other issues that might plague him.
Man, you know what?
Like the 70s.
This bracket was begging for it. Cthulhu's asleep. Godzilla's advancing to the championship. We've got King Kong versus Godzilla in the finals.
Tim,
I hate this.
Who's got the first vote on this one? That is no, because I voted last, which means Josh voted first. So JL, yep, you're right. JL has the first vote. King Kong versus Godzilla. I have not seen the movie, so this is going to be just what I think.
This is poetic justice right here. That's what this is. 1 week after I disparaged this battle.
Anthony's happy and Craig is pissed. He's going to say other elder gods can beat Cthulhu. That's it. Anthony is so happy. And J Fuse 2 said maybe we should let the movie decide.
Well, in the movie, I mean, I guess they're technically they both lit. Sorry.
Spoiler alert. First of all.
Yes, spoiler alert.
Maybe
right now. Well, you just gave a spoiler, so
maybe they did. I don't know. Anyway,
okay.
Godzilla handed King Kong his ass, so I'm going Godzilla here.
One vote for Godzilla. Eric, where are you going?
Godzilla did get very busy in that movie. Not gonna lie.
King Kong held his own,
but Godzilla.
He was treading.
He was like, "Yo, I don't really want to do this to you right now. I got other things I got to worry about."
Yeah.
You see this?
However,
on land and water,
I am going King effing Kong.
Just because he's gotten this far, King Kong. Eric's giving him the win. Tim, where are you going? King Kong or Godzilla?
Eric, you're lucky you convinced me last round just because of your delightful analysis and research. You're just wrong. It is Kong. It is Godzilla.
All right,
Godzilla.
Calm down,
with two
Jay
votes.
and Anthony. Wasn't really a spoiler. What'd you expect? Come on. None of them ever die in any of the Versus movies. They're not gonna kill off one of those characters.
This one's tough for me, but Godzilla is just like this giant, like nuclear powered atomic breath having lizard with a giant 100-foot tail. I have to go Godzilla. Godzilla's gonna wipe the floor with that monkey. King Kong's not gonna stand a chance.
I would have went Cthulhu, but Godzilla somehow beat him. If Godzilla's beating him, he's definitely beating King Kong. Let's go.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm sorry, you ended up on the wrong side of the championship. Godzilla is the winner of this bracket. Godzilla wins the Ultimate Monster Showdown, Monster Madness, Monster Mashup, and Brady said Godzilla easy. Anthony said hashtag cancel.
No,
Teamy dog. Come, try and cancel me. We'll see what happens.
Through the science that is brackets, we determined
Anthony
that Brandon
versus
Ayuk is the most likely candidate for a sophomore slump, and that Godzilla would win the Ultimate Monster Showdown. Suck it, Cthulhu, suck it, Kong, and especially suck it, Bruce the Shark. You didn't stand a chance, man. Guys, Eric, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. If you guys do not already follow Eric, make sure you go do that. He is on Twitter at YourFFCoach. Watch for the stuff he's putting out. He's an incredible follow, one of our favorites in the industry.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Eric, you just moved up from like one of my favorites to like my favorite with the level of prep you came in here for this monster bracket. That was unreal.
Eric, let me tell you, we do this every single week, and this was easily one of my favorites. Don't tell any of the other people that came on.
I hope they're not watching.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate the invite. Shout out to G-Man J for reaching out to me too and making this happen. So thanks everybody involved. I appreciate it. You guys are great.
We appreciate it.
And trading makes fantasy fun.
Trading does make fantasy fun, guys. We'll be back on Monday.
Too much trades.
Unless it's 412 trades in a week.
Not that many. Well, I like it. Do it. As many trades as possible.
Guys, we will be back on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you don't miss out then. Follow us on YouTube, on Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy. And you can follow all of us on Twitter. Josh, John, Luke, and I are all at FYF, then our names. And Tim is at the right Tim. We are still waiting on his first tweet. He's been saving it up for a while now, but give him a follow so you don't miss that first one. Eric, thank you again. We'll be back Monday. Adios, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.